Fantasy Philosophers is brought to you by fantasy-info.com.
One would have thought new head coach Steve Spagnuolo would have made this defense at least somewhat productive, as he was coming over from the New York Giants, and obviously his stamp was to be a good defensive coordinator. This defense really, it wasn't great in 2008, but it was a lot better than it ended up being in 2009, as they became one of the worst defenses and one of the worst teams again in football. And at times it was just ridiculous how bad they were. They finished 25th or worst in all against the points. They were 31st. Against the pass, they were 25th, and against the run, they were 27th. They only had 25 sacks. They had 23 turnovers, and they had one touchdown between special teams and defensive touchdowns. So overall, this was a bad group. It was a group that needed a lot of help this offseason. Unfortunately, the Rams are so bad on not just defense and offense, they chose to address, their offensive situation first. As it went out, they got Sam Bradford, and then the second round, they chose to go out and get an offensive lineman. They really didn't get a whole lot done in free agency, although they did trade away Alex Barron for Bobby Carpenter, the reject linebacker that was a first-round pick from the Cowboys. He's been a disappointment there, but they did make that move at least after the draft, so that's one guy that they've gotten. Unfortunately, it looks like they may be getting rid of O.J. Atogwe, who was a respectable player for them as a safety. He may be leaving the team here. It looks like the Lions are looking at him and maybe a couple of other teams. So with this team, they really just didn't do a whole lot on defense this offseason, and it's really hard to see that this team's going to be all that much better. As far as the defense, it's going to be even harder to see if this team's going to be that much better. I think James Laurinaitis, Chris Long, those are high motor guys that are going to make plays, but other than that, this defense just really is going to have a lot of problems this year. They are a team that, again, they're going to be one defense that you're going to want to start your fantasy options against, because they're going to be bad against the run, the pass, and giving up points. So keep that in mind as we're going into this season, that this is definitely a team you're going to want to take advantage of from week 1 all the way to the end of the season.
For more fantasy football information, go to fantasy-info.com and sign up for our free e-newsletter. Good luck in your 2010 Fantasy Football League. As an added bonus, the Fantasy Info guys will include their 5 secret tips for success in fantasy football.